When you think about your team, there's probably one or two people you rely on the most. They're dependable, they care about the work, and they step in when something needs to be done. And those are usually the people who burn out first, unless you catch it early. And I'm sure you know exactly who they are. They're the ones that respond quickly, handle issues without much guidance, and rarely push back. And they make your job easier. So when something important comes up, they're often the first ones you turn to. In this video, we're going to talk about how burnout starts to build for good employees and what you can do as a manager to intervene early and prevent the burnout before it's too late. Let's jump into it. So here's how the load builds. At first, nothing feels off. The work gets done, deadlines are met, and there's no obvious problem. But then responsibility starts stacking up. A new project here, a follow-up there, an extra shift picked up during the week. This load grows quickly, and that's what makes it so easy to miss. Now, you may be thinking, well, why don't they say anything about it? Well, the truth is, strong employees don't usually raise their hand when things get heavy because they don't want to disappoint you or they don't want to look incapable, and they assume that this is just part of being dependable. So they carry it quietly, and over time, that quiet effort starts to feel taken for granted. This quiet resentment forms from feeling like effort is expected but not protected. And when the same people keep absorbing the extra work, they start noticing the pattern even if you don't. And that's when motivation turns into obligation. Now, here's where you as the manager need to intervene sooner. From your side, that go-to person still looks solid. They're not disengaged, they're not raising concerns, and they're not asking for help. So that's the window where you still have time to intervene before burnout shows up at all. Because once exhaustion is visible, resentment has already started. As a manager, part of your role is spotting burnout before it shows up in performance, attitude, or disengagement. So here's what early intervention actually looks like. It looks like paying attention to who you're leveraging more than others, who's the person who always says yes, who never pushes back, and who is quietly caring more than others. The key here is to check in while things still look fine. Now, this is not to reduce standards, but to redistribute weight and to prevent the burnout. Now, here's the thing. There will be seasons where you need to leverage that person more because the business demands it. For example, when you're short-staffed and in the process of hiring more people, or when it's a busy time because of the summer or holidays. I'm always transparent with the employees that I'm adding more work to about what's going on and giving them some type of status update to help reassure them on where we are with the extra work and that season coming to an end. For example, you can let them know that you've hired another person who's starting next week and that we're going to train them to give them some help and relief. This level of transparency helps reduce any thoughts of uncertainty and helps them see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, when you intervene early, your strongest people stay engaged, resentment doesn't have time to build, and the responsibility doesn't pile up on the same people. The work still gets done, it just doesn't burn out the people you rely on the most. Good employees burn out when caring more becomes the norm and no one steps in to rebalance it. And learning to spot that early is one of the most important responsibilities you have as a manager. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.